I like to tell you a little bit about this because I'm really passionate about the balance between contemplation and action. And I really like to work with people on developing their interior life. First and foremost, in order to go out into the world. And spiritual direction is just that. It is both and. It started with the Desert Fathers in the early centuries when people weren't sharing their stories, and that's the only way they shared. And then it became very prevalent amongst the Catholics, the Episcopalians, and the Lutherans, and has worked its way now to into pretty much every denomination. The main important thing about spiritual direction is, where do you see God in what's going on in your life? That's the main point of spiritual direction. So you may be going through a hard time. You may be needing a director only for a short spell because you may be getting a new job, or you are really finding a new walk with a new part of your journey with God. Whatever it is, you may need a director for the rest of your life. You may want that. You may cherish that time. It's usually a once a month get together for about an hour. It can be by donation. It can be however it's worked out between the two people involved. It is a course that you take, and there is a certification. In my case, it was a 2-year, well, actually 3, but 2 full years and 1 extra year. So it was a good length of time to become a spiritual director. And there was a ton of work involved in becoming one, and it's just a process of a director listening. There can be individual spiritual direction and group spiritual direction. Well, I think any time that you are with another person and you have a desire to listen to them and to hear about their journey, it's such a blessing. It's such a privilege, and it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing because it's a win-win situation. Hopefully, you can spend your time however you want. That hour is yours, the directee's time. If they want to spend it all just in being quiet and being with another person, they can do that. If they want to ask for help, if they just want to talk and they don't want anybody to respond, that too is fine. It's their time. And so to be able to be with someone and to honor them, to love them that way. I will say one thing, that the first time I ever had a spiritual director, I had to have a spiritual director because I was in seminary, and it was mandatory. And I was assigned a spiritual director, and she was a nurse studying for a degree in theology. I cried the whole hour because I could not believe that anybody would be willing to listen to me like that. Mm-hmm. Someone of a like mind would be willing to listen to me for an hour. Not judge me. It is not crisis intervention. It's not psychotherapy. It is not advice. It is strictly a ministry of listening, loving, and there is no way you can go away from that not being full in your heart.